mama starved in the past. That's why she came here, like all these other people have, to look for a better life. I can see the fucking shame in your fucked up face, puto. I see the shame in you. Go tell your mama how you proud of rallying people and taking them in. What crime did they make? What crime did they commit? Nothing.
I'm here to speak about the whole ICE situation and everything going on. Hold on.
The mainstream media is not telling us the truth about what's happening in California, so here it is.
Bro?
Like, how are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals. Like, and are you all okay with this? Just because we look this way? Just because of our names?
I'm not the type of person to come on social media crying, but it's hard not to, seeing what our people are going through right now.
Greetings, family. I hope you're doing fantastic, and it's always a pleasure to have you here in my channel. So the Latinos, who a few months ago were chanting, "We are the Latinos for Trump," are now in the streets, angry, scared, and full of regret as Trump deploys ICE raids in LA as part of his renewed mass deportation effort. So many are speaking out and saying they wished they had listened to black communities and leaders like Kamala Harris, who had warned them that voting for Trump would have put their interest at risk. But they still went ahead and voted for Trump. The same man whom they thought would have protected their interest is now causing fear and disrupting their communities. So what changed? And what does this say about the future political immigrant in America? Let's break it down. If you're new here, kindly subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any update from my videos. Let's dive into it.
So Latinos for Trump have finally spoken against him. It took y'all long enough. Actually, y'all should have did that shit before y'all even elected this man. Because I'm saying, yes, y'all helped elect this man. And now what's going on in Los Angeles is y'all fault. It is y'all fault. Y'all divided y'all vote. And you put this man in office. And what is he doing? He's going against people who are innocent. He's rounding up anybody and everybody that looks like your demographic. He don't give a fuck about warrants. Hell, I am so happy to see that y'all are out there. The ones that didn't vote for him are out there fighting against these ICE agents and not allow them to take anybody. Now I'm going to say this. Y'all need to pay attention because they will deploy the National Guard if they get access to that shit. That is ICE agent director's initiative tonight, is to try to get the National Guard on the ground against everybody that is protesting these roundups against ICE agents. So, y'all in my prayers. That's all I can do. Y'all are in my prayers. But Latinos for Trump, y'all asses should be out there. This is y'all fault. This is partly y'all fault that your people are being rounded up like cattle and sent to places that some of them have never seen before. Get y'all asses out there. Don't do a call out on the damn internet or media. Go get on the ground.
I'm not the type of person to come on social media crying, but it's hard not to, seeing what our people are going through right now. And being pregnant, 20 weeks pregnant, does not help either. Since all this mess started in January, I've been nothing but crying. And I know it's not good for me or the baby, but I can't help it because they said they wanted criminals out of this country, but they're raiding workplaces. It's not a crime to be illegal in this country. It's not a crime to come to a new country to want a better future for yourself, for your kids. That's not a crime. And what's happening to in LA is not okay. Sometimes I feel guilty because I want to get off social media and just delete everything because it's not good for my mental health right now due to my pregnancy. But at the same time, I can't stay quiet because if I stay quiet, that means I'm staying quiet for my people. For the 6-year-old Esmeralda who came from Mexico that didn't have no legal status at that time and for many years. This is not okay, guys. I just want this nightmare to be over.
Like, how are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you don't listen to black women or people of color to say, don't vote for this man. Just because you look like his skin color, do not vote for this fucking man. And here we are. Yeah, they're hunting all of us down like fucking animals because that's what they see us as, is animals. And you want to come on here crying and complaining. That's the problem. Is everyone who was fucking light-skinned Latino or whatever the fucking case may be thought that y'all would get a free pass just because you guys were light-skinned enough. But y'all definitely weren't white-skinned enough, and that's the problem. You really thought they had your fucking best interests at heart, and they're not. And it's fucking embarrassing that this country is literally building itself on literally racism. That's what this country is now. It's no longer home of the free, land of the brave. It's land of the racists and land of the white-hooded people who want to go ahead and control every goddamn thing. Literally, that's all it is. So don't jump on here crying and complaining, saying, are you guys okay with this? Of course we're not fucking okay with it. But this is the consequences of your guys' fucking actions, and it's fucking disappointing. Because every goddamn time, it never fucking fails. The people that are light-skinned enough always fucking think they're white-skinned enough to go ahead and pass. And the people that are pissed off when they read this fucking video and be like, what do you mean white? The people who are white already know that I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the racist motherfuckers in this goddamn country.
Like, how are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals. Like, and are you all okay with this? Just because we look this way? Just because of our names? Like, what? I'm so angry. Like, there is so much rage watching those videos of raids in construction sites, like on the street, and by Proud Boys, by white supremacists. They're hunting us down because we look this way, because we speak this way, because we go like. I don't understand how people are still defending this man. Like, I don't get it. Make me understand. Because I cannot wrap my head around you hunting people down because they look the way they look. Like, what?
The ICE raids in Los Angeles is not just un-American. It is deeply and severely inhumane. The way they are disrupting communities, traumatizing families, and undermining trust in law enforcement. As the grandson of immigrants, my wife being an immigrant, I would be remiss not to talk about this important issue that's affecting immigrant communities. It's important for you to know your rights. Do you know why? because it may be your very own neighbor that will tell you, we really care about families in America. We really want to preserve the nuclear family. What happened to that? Will be the same ones to be bystanders to seeing friends, families, workers in the community being torn apart. How ironic. Albert Einstein said,
what is so tragic about what is going on in our country right now, particularly the mass deportation protests and riots that's happening in Los Angeles, is that it didn't have to be. It did not have to come to this. And I only have sympathy for the children who are being traumatized and whose lives are being upended by what is going on because of the foolish adults in their community. When I see headlines about what's going on with mass deportations, I keep hearing that jingle that they played throughout the election cycle for the Cheeto-in-Chief. You know the jingle, I will vote for Donald Trump. That jingle that was created by Latinos for Trump is going to haunt that community probably for years to come. But I'm glad that as a community, Black folks, we're keeping out of it. We tried to warn them. Kamala Harris tried to warn them. And then on top of our warnings, it's not like the Cheeto-in-Chief and his MAGA cult made it a secret about what they were planning to do if they got into power. They clearly said it. How you vote against your own interest in an election, and now your community is paying such a heavy price, is beyond me. But oh well. They're going to have to figure this out on their own. Black people were not going to be Captain Save-A-Ho this time. But it didn't have to be.
I want to ask all the Latinos that are citizens in the United States that voted for Donald Trump, after you've seen these ICE raids, after you see the way Trump and his administration are treating Latinos throughout the United States, whether you still think Trump is great and whether he's going to make America great again the way he treats Latino people. What do you think? Love to hear from everybody. Let me know. Trump said they were going after the criminals. They're not going after the criminals. They're going after the children, the high school students, anybody they can snatch up, according to Stephen Miller. So I hope my Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope you're happy with what they're doing. Love.
If you're part of the Latino community or you were raised by immigrant parents, you need to hear this. ICE raids are increasing again, and kids are being detained with zip ties. In the last few weeks, ICE has ramped up raids in major cities, especially in Latino communities. There are confirmed reports of children being separated from their families, and some even being held with zip ties. Yes, in 2025, again. This isn't just about politics anymore, it's about human lives. These are our cousins, our neighbors, our parents. We've seen this before in 2019 and 2020, and now it's repeating again. What you can do is know your rights. You don't have to open up your door for ICE without a warrant. You can follow accounts like @UnitedWeDream and @RaicesTexas for real-time updates. You can also call your reps and demand that they stop funding ICE abuses. We can't be silent while our people are being hurt. Share this, stay informed, and protect our community. Our people deserve better.
So let me get this straight. Things are so bad in LA that they have to deploy 2,000 National Guard people, but this same fascist dictator shows up to UFC at 11:30? You were deploying the National Guard on American soil, and you're sitting here going to the UFC event? Yeah, it seems like a very big emergency, Donnie boy. So just like we warned all of you before the election, he is going to be a dictator. He is a dictator. Dictatorship is here right now.
To all the Latinos for Trump, specifically the Mexicans, the Mexican Americans, on this Mother's Day weekend, if you have an undocumented mom, I want you to look her straight in the eyes and tell her Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for crossing the border and risking your life just so I could be born here, grow up, and be a freaking sellout and vote against you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and sorry for voting for a guy that wants you out of this country just because I wanted more money, just because of the economy. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and let's hope you don't get deported.
Imagine being so hateful and so racist that you vote for your own mass deportation. Bananas.
Hi, I have something that I need your help with. You know, I'm sitting here a little bit watching the riots in LA. I'm really trying to ignore them because I understand that most of these riots and protests like this are paid for by globalists to create chaos and conflict so that they can then control the people. But anyway, while I'm watching these protests, I noticed something. Now, the whole reason that they're supposed to be protesting is because President Trump has made sure that ICE has gone there to try to deport, especially the criminal illegal immigrants. Now, tell me why all of them have flags of their own country. If they love the United States, they don't want to get deported back to their home countries, why are they carrying the flags of their home countries? Wouldn't you think if they want to carry the flag of their own countries, then they wouldn't care about going back home? I'm not getting this. So I'm trying to understand what is the logic of, okay, I don't want to be deported back to my home country, but here's my flag. Do you all understand this? Does it make sense to you? I'm just not getting it, because it seems like to me, if they don't want to go back to their home countries, they would be waving an American flag, wouldn't they? If they really like our country, wouldn't they be waving our flag right now? But guess what? All of them are waving their country's flag. You know what? If I were one of those law enforcement people, if you're waving somebody else's flag, I would assume that you would be one of the first people to want to get on that bus and go back home. Wouldn't you? Please share this with everyone. And let's, us Americans, you know, the people that were born here in this country, let's try to figure out what it is they're doing. If they don't want to be here, then they're waving their flags. Wouldn't you think that? That's what I think. I think by them waving their flags of their home countries, it would mean that they shouldn't want to be here, I think. Anyway, let me know what you think about it. What does it mean when they wave their own flags instead of the U.S. flag? Let me know what you think about it.
This situation is a hard lesson. And I think now the Latinos, they are learning it the hard way. This situation is about broken trust, false promises, and the real cost of ignoring history. Many Latinos who genuinely supported Trump, they believe that his policies were aimed at protecting their best interest, but that was false. So now they now realize what the black communities have been saying all along. Oppressive systems don't care about who you voted for. They all care about maintaining power. So this should be a wake-up call, not just for Latinos, but for all marginalized groups who are divided by politics while facing the same problem. Because when one of us is targeted, all of us are, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. If you found value in what you shared, kindly consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you never miss any update from my videos. Your support really means a lot, and it helps us keep bringing you more insightful content. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.